Hi everyone, this is the video review for the LIXADA 18650 Zoomie flashlight. Let's briefly go over some specs. It's got an aluminum body, all aluminum body. The emitter is a Cree XML2 emitter. You can see right down there in the middle. It's got an aluminum alloy bezel with crenulations. You can see they're pretty small, not too bad. Wouldn't call it anything close to an attack bezel, but it's got some crenulations there, so if you accidentally turned it on and you set it down in its head, you can see that the light is still on, so that's kind of nice. And it's got a reverse rear clicky switch. Plastic convex lens right here. This is a plastic lens, pretty clear though, for a pretty good light transmittance. It can tail stand. Again, it's got some crenulations on the back tail cap. It's a little bit sharp for my taste, but it gets the job done, and it keeps the button recessed, so it'll tail stand pretty securely and won't tip over, so pretty nice there. The manufacturer rates it at about 2,000 lumens, but of course some of you guys who are familiar with the Cree XML2 emitters know that that's not really possible. You know, it puts out probably closer to about 550 or 600 lumens, which is still a pretty respectable number considering it's a Zoomie flashlight. So pretty good right there. In terms of the user interface, it's a single button rear clicky, so you have full click for on, half presses to cycle through the 5 modes. So you have your high, your medium, your low, and your strobe. It's not too fast, so it's almost between a self-defense strobe and a bike strobe. And then your SOS. Now it does have mode memory, so if you leave it on high or any other mode and you turn it off, when you turn it back on, it will it'll go back onto that same mode that you last left it in. Okay, and if you noticed earlier, there's a little bit of pulse width modulation that you can kind of see in the camera. So the frequency is not very fast. So some of you that are a little bit more susceptible to pulse width modulation, this might have an impact. For me, I don't notice this kind of stuff at all, so not as big of a down point for me. Well, let's go over some just pros. It's a very well built flashlight. This retails for $10, about $10 and some change at TOMTOP. So for 10 bucks you're getting a pretty well built solid flashlight, and it's got really smooth anodizing. The machining is very clean. There aren't any machining errors on this that I could see. I kind of disassembled it and looked inside, and it's very well done. It's got a very firm transition from flood to zoom. I think that some of the other Zoomie flashlights that I have, they don't have any resistance at all when you're sliding the casing from zoom to flood. This actually has multiple O-rings inside. It keeps it a little bit better sealed, so that you know, it's not completely waterproof, but it's very water resistant. So that's kind of a great plus right there. Just a very well built flashlight for the price. And again, it's fairly bright. It's not the brightest of flashlights, even though it uses the latest emitter, XML2. It's not driven that hard, so it's probably outputting at the most 600 lumens. It does use, again, a genuine Cree emitter. Considering it's a budget light for $10, you're getting a premium emitter and a great, just overall great flashlight. Some of the cons, I think it's, like I said, it's not driven that hard, so it's not going to be the brightest, but it's still a very respectable number of lumens. Again, it's not, I took it apart and it's not very easily moddable. It's very hard to get the driver and the stuff out, so it's probably a press fit driver, so it takes a little bit of work. You'd have to desolder some of the stuff to get it out. Also, the knurling is a little bit too smooth to actually be effective, but in this case, you know, this is a rear clicky. It's a pretty sizable flashlight. You're probably not going to need a ton of grip when you're holding this, and for the shape of it, it's already easy to hold. So the knurling adds kind of a nice texture, but not entirely effective. But yeah, let's take it to the dark and see how it does. Okay, so we're in my living room in the dark, and we're going to see how this LIXADA 18650 flashlight holds up. Just to kind of give you an idea, I have a Nitecore EA41, the 2014 edition, here with me to kind of give you an idea of just how bright this flashlight is, so you can have something to compare it to. Can't really see anything. This is the 1 lumen mode. This is 30, 120, 510, and then 960 lumens, so you can kind of get an idea. And I'll do a side-by-side comparison shot with the LIXADA and the EA41, just so you can get an idea. So this is the EA41 at full turbo, 960 lumens, and here's the LIXADA. So as you can see, this is actually decently bright. There's kind of a purplish hue that I'm not sure if you can see on the camera. That's kind of gives a purplish tint to everything that you're lighting up. But everything is lit up pretty well. It's not going to have a lot of gradual spill. It's just it's a very sharp edge where the light is and where the darkness starts. This is high, this is medium, and this is low. And as you can see the camera starting to kind of flicker because of the pulse width modulation. Strobe, SOS. Let's do high again, except this time we'll do the focused mode. There you go. Focused very tightly in the middle. This is medium, and this is low. Okay, so again, you can kind of see that this is high on LIXADA, and it's not too far away from the 510 lumen mode on the EA41. It's just this spill and the hotspot are going to be a little bit different, so your beam pattern is going to be a little bit more focused in the center, because it's meant to throw a little bit more without being able to change the zoom level. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys like this flashlight, you can take a look at the link in the description, and we'll see you guys around.